Welcome to the latest Mindshift Insights podcast, the human side of cybersecurity, what the data is telling us. At Mindshift, we believe security starts with people. And, looking at Melonie Cole's central insight from the 10th anniversary Kordia NZ Business Cybersecurity Report, well, that statement is wildly relevant for you right now. She points out this massive contradiction where 43% of business leaders admit employees accidentally exposing the business is their #1 perceived threat, yet like 1 in 4 large businesses still have absolutely no cybersecurity training program.
Yeah, it is a staggering gap between, knowing a risk exists and actually doing something about it. Melanie argues that affecting behavior change is actually the biggest hurdle organizations face today.
Right, because we can buy all the firewalls we want.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
if we aren't changing how our teams operate, we're basically leaving the front door wide open.
But wait, if you're a leader and you clearly see this risk, how do you even justify doing nothing? Is it just a budget thing, or is there a deeper paralysis here?
It's definitely deeper. Melanie identifies a real lack of genuine priority at the executive level. Patrick Sharp from Aura Information Security highlights this crazy data point that 40% of boards don't even regularly discuss cybersecurity.
Oh, wow. Wait, 40% in today's landscape.
Yeah, 40%.
With ransomware making headlines every single week, how is it even possible boards are just ignoring it? Are they just intimidated by the tech?
Well, intimidation definitely plays a part, but Melanie also points to this mistaken belief that people are simply an unsolvable problem.
Unsolvable in what way?
Like, some leaders assume human error is just inevitable, so they focus entirely on containing the damage rather than preventing it.
Yeah.
It is like they treat employee training like trying to teach someone to swim by just, showing them a PowerPoint of a pool.
Right, which is completely ineffective.
Exactly. It's ineffective, so they just give up.
So if leadership throws their hands up and ignores the human behavior side, it sounds like our traditional software defenses are looking the wrong way. Attackers aren't fighting the firewall, right? They're exploiting human apathy.
They absolutely are. And Patrick Sharp points out that businesses fundamentally run on people making decisions, and attackers know this. He memorably says that most attackers don't hack in, they log on.
They log on. That is such a good way to put it.
Yeah, it really changes the perspective. They target your employees to grab credentials because it's just a direct, authenticated route inside.
Okay, so I get the traditional risks like phishing, but everyone, probably a lot of you listening right now, is rushing to use AI. So is that just the same human risk in a new wrapper, or is AI fundamentally changing how employees expose us?
I would say it's fundamentally accelerating the exposure. The Kordia data shows improper AI use jumped to 24% as a top challenge, and it's actually now involved in 1 in 6 cyber incidents.
1 in 6. That fast.
Yeah, it is wild. The mechanism here is what's so dangerous. When your team pastes proprietary code or sensitive customer data into a generative AI prompt to, say, format a report faster, they are essentially leaking that data.
Right, to a third-party server. It turns a helpful tool into like a public megaphone.
Exactly. So instead of a hacker stealing the data, the employee is just handing it over to the AI's training model.
So how does Melonie suggest we build habits to stop that, without killing innovation?
Well, she advises treating generative AI exactly like any unvetted third-party cloud service. Her rule of thumb is basically to mandate that employees always consider confidentiality before they type.
So it's about pausing.
Right. And practically, this means establishing clear governance. If you aren't talking to your teams about the mechanics of data flow at the same pace you're encouraging them to innovate, you are manufacturing your own breaches.
Wow. Okay, so we have these evolving threats from credential theft to AI data leaks. How do we actually build defenses around human behavior? Where do you even begin to protect against something so broad?
So both Melanie and Patrick really stress that you must define exactly what you are trying to protect first. Generic annual training modules just don't change behavior.
Right, because you have to get specific to the actual daily risks your team faces.
Exactly. Take a small business finance team, which Patrick uses as a really great example. A scammer's goal there is to trick them into altering supplier bank details.
So the training for them shouldn't be about general malware.
Spot on. It has to ask, does the finance team know how to verify a bank change request? Is that verification physically embedded into their daily workflow?
That makes it so much more concrete, which I guess reinforces Melonie's ultimate conclusion, right? That human cyber risk is not inevitable. When you actually invest in your people the way you invest in technology, they transform from a liability into your organization's absolute strongest defense.
Yeah, and that is really the core takeaway here. When properly supported, people are not just a liability, they are an organization's most effective defensive and response capability.
Thanks for listening to Mindshift Insights. If you'd like to explore today's topic further, you can read the full Mindshift Insight article on the Mindshift website. Until next time, remember, security starts with people.